Italy is a beautiful country. I have been wanting to see Rome since the first time I heard Rome was not built in one day. After visiting Rome, I started to wonder if my love of sports originated from some drop of blood in my veins that may be from Italy. I've held high respect to people who build not only those great buildings, but also the Western civilization. In the current crisis, many countries have suffered because they let their guard down. But we can't say that about Italy. It banned all flights from China and Taiwan since January 30th, 2020. It is the first country to put on such bans. With 60% of the population over age 40, Italy knew that they could not afford an outbreak. Italy had 3 cases in February 15th, 2020, but in just 2 weeks it raised to 1128, with 29 deaths. On that day, February 29th, South Korea has 3,150 cases with 17 deaths. South Korea is slightly less in population, but the two countries took different turns on this fight against the virus. As of March 24, South Korea has 9,037 total cases, with 120 total deaths, while Italy now has 69,176 cases, with 6,820 deaths. That's 6,820. Why? Because South Korea took the fight serious from day one. They tested 1 in 170 people, identified those infected, and started quarantining early. But Italy did not. Of course, it may also be due to the fact that 23% of all Italians are over age 65. But early testing and quarantining is very important in fighting disease like this. For example, Germany had 14 cases on February the 14th, then 29 cases on February the 29th, and 32,991 cases on March 24th. Germany's work in the early days of its outbreak to track, test, and contain infectious clusters. This did not stop the spread of the disease, although it helped to identify clusters and provide treatment. There is 159 deaths as of 3/24, although the aggressive testing put Germany as the 5th highest in worldwide confirmed cases. It has had only 2 people die of coronavirus per million, compared with Italy's 124. And there is also an alarming number. 9.5% of Italians tested positive have died, compared with 4.3% of the Frenchmen and 0.4% in Germany. The reason is simple. With limited resources and testing policies, Italy only tests seriously ill and high-risk patients, while Germany has tested more exposed people. But what can we do now? You can't make sick Italians well just like that. And the situation is getting worse day by day. Unless we can find a cure soon, we won't have our Europe back. So what did Nostradamus say? The first one is found in Century 2, Quatrain 32. Quote, milk, frog's blood prepared in Damaltia. Conflict given, plague near Treglia. A great cry will sound through all Slavonia. Then a monster will be born near and within Ravenna. Treglia is near Naples, while Ravenna is in North Italy on the Adriatic coast. I believe the mention of a monster being born near Ravenna is to warn us about new, mutated, more deadly viruses, while mentioning of milk is to suggest to us to boost our immune system by drinking milk, which is rich in vitamin B12. And the mention of frog's blood actually gave me some new hope. When I searched regarding frog's blood and the virus, I found a 2017 research with regards to frog's slime containing ingredients that can kill the deadly H1N1 flu virus, but is harmless to humans. Could this be the direction to find a cure? I hope someone can do some research really quick. The next Italian plague prediction is found in Century 2, Quatrain 65, quote, "The sloping park great calamity, to be done through Hesperia and in Serbia. The fire in the ship, plague and captivity, Mercury in Sagittarius, Saturn will fade." In Serbia is next to Milan, one of the world's worst hit areas, while Hesperia is next to Naples. So again, it's from north to south, all of Italy. And calamity means an event causing great and often sudden damage or distress, a disaster. It is in line 1 with Italy's 2 cities mentioned in line 2. Then fire in the ship shows the urgency of the matter, while plague and captivity completes line 3. You see, this plague has shut down and held the entire Italy in captivity. I don't know what line 4 means, but the first 3 lines identified Italy's fate in the plague. Then Italy again is mentioned in the next prediction, together with a prediction for a cure. In Century 3, Quatrain 75, quote, "Pau, Verona, Vicenza, Saragossa, from distant swords, lands wet with blood. Very great plague will come with the great shell. Relief near and the remedies very far." Verona and Vicenza are 2 northern Italian cities between Milan and Venice. It is the hard-hit north, and line 2 stated lands wet with blood. Line 3 talked about very great plague with great shell. And I found coronavirus does have a shell. Then line 4 stated relief near, but the remedies very far. I guess the plague may die down, but there's still a long way from getting a cure. Then in Century 4, Quatrain 48, quote, "The fertile, spacious Ausonian plain will produce so many gadflies and locusts. The solar brightness will become clouded, all devoured. Great plagues to come from them." Ausonian plain is the old name of Middle Italy, and it's talked about locust and plague. And for many centuries, this is the first time we have both plague and locust. Some people even predict a locust famine. Well, hope this is not a warning we need to worry about right now. Then comes another shocking prediction. In Century 4, Quatrain 90, quote, "The 2 armies will be unable to unite at the walls. In that instant, Milan and Pavia to tremble. Hunger, thirst, doubt will come to plague them very strong. They will not have a single morsel of meat, bread, or victuals." Did you know that Pavia is the modern-day Lombardy, which is the epic center of the Italian coronavirus zone? Together with Milan, the outbreak threatens to wipe out Italy. Calling them to tremble seemed very justified. It predicted doubt when the plague hit, which already happened, but it also talked about hunger, thirst, and famine, which have not yet happened, and we hope it never will happen. Now, Moving on, we find in Century 5, Quatrain 63, quote, "From the vain enterprise, honor and undue complaint, boast tossed about among the Latins, cold, hunger, waves not far from the Tiber, the land stained with blood, and diverse plagues will be upon mankind." Tiber is a river in Italy, so this is to warn the disaster to come. But you probably could not imagine this is a prophecy about the princess ship. Line 1 showed how their company, Carnival, was useless in providing help needed. And then the word honor is used. Did you know that is how we call princess, your honor? The boats were tossed about, not allowing to be docked in any country. The passengers and crews suffered cold, hunger, and waves just as described. That really marks the beginning of this crisis. And line 3 hints at the next victim, Italy. Line 4 informs us it is a new and mutated virus and it will hit all mankind. Even though I think I covered the whole prediction, you may still fault Nostradamus for using the word Latins in line 2, because most of the passengers are Japanese. However, did you know where did these two princess ships register? Bermuda. Do you know Bermuda is considered a Latin American country? The next and last plague prophecy involving Italy is found in Century 7, Quatrain 6, quote, "Naples, Palermo, and all of Sicily will be uninhabited through barbarian hands. Corsica, Salerno, and the island of Sardinia. Hunger, plague, war, the end of extended evils." 6 Italian cities are directly quoted in this quatrain, and the warnings are clear. The lands will be uninhabited and fall into barbarian hands. There will be hunger, plague, and war. Will it really be this bad? I don't know. But I don't think the EU and the rest of the world can let Italy go like that, unless we are all in trouble. I know you're probably angry for what is happening now, and you are probably even angry for me bringing this up. But please understand, I don't mean to scare you. I just want to prepare you. And I want this to be a wake-up call to all politicians putting their interest above yours. Please do not hide the truth. Do not delay testing. If you can't afford testing cost, then prepare a massive quarantine facility and issue lockdown orders. Don't wait until it is too late. This is Ken Peters. Thank you for watching.